close ones, man. I think Alchemy as a format is really close these days, and that is good. It's not like just ring mirrors. Like, there's actually thought can go into games, and it's nice. Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are looking at a Merfolk Alchemy deck based around the new Merfolk Tunnel-Guide. Now this is an uncommon, which everyone will be happy to hear. It's a blue and a green for a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. And when Merfolk Tunnel-Guide enters the battlefield, you get a 3-time boon. So it's a boon that's going to trigger for the next 3 times whenever a Merfolk enter the battlefield under our control. Target Merfolk creature you control explores. So it doesn't have to be the one that entered the battlefield. When one enters the battlefield, any other one we control explores. Now, quite an interesting concept, because obviously exploring, good for getting lands off the top of your deck, but also we can buff our other, the creatures that are able to attack if it's not a land on top of the deck. So being able to distribute up to 3 1/1 counters or pull 3 lands off the top of your deck seems like a very powerful effect on a card that only costs 2 and it's a 2/2 for 2, so not horrendous stat line, it's like a 1/1 for 2. And as an uncommon, I think it's worth us giving this a go. We are playing another card from the new Alchemy card, which is the Herald's Reveille, which is also an uncommon sorcery for 1 blue. It's just draw a card, but if a permanent you control explored this turn, you seek a Merfolk card instead. Now we're only running 2 of these. I'll explain why, because we basically need space in the deck, and I just think this is not an amazing card. It's quite good, but obviously pairs well with the Tunnel-Guide, because we're going to be exploring for quite a few turns after we play the Tunnel-Guide. This should always be able to seek us a Merfolk, and seeking Merfolk is what we do, because we are playing Howdy Merfolk today. I'll probably run through the rest of the deck from the bottom up and go like that. So we're running a 1-drop Cenote Scout, which is a 1 green for a 1/1 Merfolk Scout, uncommon. When it enters the battlefield, it explores. Very simple, pairs very nicely with these. Tail Swipe, 1 green for an instant. You know what this does, it's basically a fight spell. What I like about Tail Swipe is that it's a fight spell, but if we cast it as a sorcery speed, basically, it gives our creature a +1/+1 buff, so it's sort of like half a shock. If you can clear the way with your creature, it gets 1 more power to do damage. So it's like a cut down and half a shock in one card. I quite like it. It's quite a flexible card. You've got the choice to do it at instant speed if you need to, but if you do it at sorcery, you get that +1/+1 buff. So I quite like that. And we do have lots of very big creatures around with these Merfolk going down. We are running 2 of the new Jadelight. Well, not new. This was back in Caverns and Ixilan, so not Alchemy new, but standard new. Jadelight Spelunker, which is X and a green, and when it enters the battlefield, it explores X times. So this obviously pairs well with anything that triggers nice stuff when we explore, like the Reveille. We can explore extra times with Tunnel-Guide, and we then are running 1 copy of the Ozolith, so that when we explore and we put 1/1 counters on things, we can put extra 1/1 counters on those things. One of our main payoffs for exploring is Nicanzil, the current Conductor, which is a green and a blue legendary Merfolk Scout, uncommon again. You'll notice there's not that many rares in this deck. There are a few, but not that many. It's a 2/3. Whenever a creature you control explores a land card, you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Obviously we only do that if we already have another land to play, because it does come in tapped. Otherwise we just play it. Whenever a creature you control explores a non-land card, you put a 1/1 counter on it. So basically it sort of gives you an explore on Nicanzil as well, which is a nice effect, because if we play this on turn 2 and this on turn 3 with this, the amount of exploring we've done is huge. Because this basically will trigger an explore boon from this will trigger an explore boon from this, and this explores anyway. So we can get 3 explores and have about 10 worth of power down by turn 3, if we get this nice perfect run out, which obviously we won't do every time, but it just gives an example of the kind of the power lines through the deck with Nicanzil. We're running 4 of the Vodalian Hexcatcher, and this was actually back in Dominaria. I think that's what that set was. 1 and a blue Merfolk Wizard. This is a rare. It's a 1/1 with flash. In fact, because it's an old set, you might have some of these lying around. Have a look. I think it was a reprint even back then, but other Merfolk you control get +1/+1. I have no choice but to run this Lord, really, because it also gives us the ability to sack a Merfolk encounter target non-creature spell unless the controller pays 1. So if we've got some 1/1 Cenote Scouts lying around, or even the Spelunkers lying around, being able to use those to sack and counter non-creature spells can actually swing games. You know, it can dodge us a Sunfall or go for the throats in particular situations. So it can be a very helpful little ability. The fact that this has flash means it pairs very nicely with our instant speed spells. That's why the spells that I want to run in this deck in general are instants, which is why, again, I'm not a huge fan of the Reveille, because it is a sorcery, whereas Tailswipe has the ability to be played at instant, as does Serum Snare, which is instant, uncommon. 1 in a blue, it returns target non-permanent to its owner's hand. If that permanent had mana value 3 or less, proliferate. The reason that this is nice is it can clear the way for our big creatures to get through. That proliferate is not for nothing as well. All the exploring we're doing is going to put 1/1 counters on our creatures. So this can often add like 2, 3, 4 power to the board on our side with the proliferation as well. Obviously, the reason returning stuff to our opponent's hand is helpful is we're running blue-green, right? So there's no direct destroy in these colours. So having something to clear the way and potentially buff our creatures is very nice. And as I said, we could hold open the Hexcatcher and then choose between Serum Snare and Hexcatcher potentially. We're also running Tishana's Tidebinder. Now this is the 3-costing 3/2 rare Merfolk Wizard that was in Caverns of Ixilan. And this has flash as well, so we've got quite a bit of like flashy instant going on in this deck. Not entirely, but there is a nice little theme in the deck. The reason that this card is particularly useful in Alchemy is obviously the 1 ring, because when it enters the battlefield you can counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability. Now countering it just 1 turn wouldn't be that helpful, but if an ability of an artifact, creature or planeswalker is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as the Tidebinder remains on the battlefield. So they have to kill this if they want to get their ring back, basically. Otherwise it just bricks their ring, which for 3, and it gives you a 3/2 body that can potentially trigger Explores, which I'll come back to in a second. And it has the ability to be buffed by the Hexcatcher. This is actually a really good card in Alchemy. Now, one thing to think about if you play this deck is that being able to trigger these Explores from the boon on Tunnel-Guide at instant speed, i.e. at flash speed, is really, really, really helpful. So, for example, if we have a Cenote Scout out that's a 2/2 because it explored, it has a 1/1 counter on it. If we flash in a Tidebringer, we can trigger the Explore, target the Scout, and potentially find something to make it a 3/3, for example, making a cut down fizzle or something. So there's always that sort of interaction to be considering when you're flashing things in and you have that boon active. It's a bit of a no-brainer for us to run 4 of the 3-costing 3/4 Merfolk Warrior Scout Sentinel of the Nameless City. This guy is a bit of a powerhouse on his own, to be honest, but it fits perfectly in this deck because it's a 3/4 with Vigilance, unfortunately a rare, but whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you create a map token. Now these map tokens obviously are pay 1, sack it, and then target creature explores, so even more explore to pile on. It's nice that it has Vigilance, it gives us a little bit of sustainability on the board. It's got 4 toughness for 3 mana, so it's also in the hard to kill category. All round just a bit of a boy, and obviously a Merfolk. And then finally, we've got a bit of a blast from the Alchemy past with the Vodalian Tide Mage, which is again, unfortunately, a rare. So here's our pile of rares. It's mostly our 3-drops. So you might want to, and also this thing, but this is kind of you can take or leave this thing. It's a bit of a sort of, choose between your rares at the top. But yeah, we're running 3 of this Tide Mage as well, because whenever 1 or more other non-token creatures you control deal damage to a player, choose a copy of those creatures and you conjure a duplicate of the chosen creature into your hand. Being able to duplicate the Hexcatchers, being able to duplicate the Scouts for a cheeky bit of extra explore, or even ideally the Tunnel-Guide is actually amazing. So, the fact that this is a Merfolk and it gives us that little creature ability, this is the deck that this card has been waiting for. Now I am running full Cavern of Souls as well to make our Merfolk in general uncounterable, and I've had some pretty good success with this deck, so let's have some games. We're still trying to climb back up the ladder this season because I haven't played that much, hence the lack of videos. I do appreciate everyone who has hung around on the channel and is watching this one. I hope you enjoy. Alright, Merfolk time it is. Olivier. Okay. Acceptable. Hello. Maybe you should have played Ozolith first. Just against mono black, it's just asking to be cut down or somehow removed. this is what we really want first. Would much rather have had this to play turn 1. She didn't really care if it gets removed. Well, we've got something to deal with that. You wouldn't think too long, we're just going to lose life. Okay, so we don't play anything now because we're going to flash in Tishana's and cripple the Orthanc. I mean, crippling that would be nice as well, but not this time. We don't have to worry about that. Let's put that back in their hand. Draw. Okay. This is probably not the best move again. Things if they just shoulder it again, I'd be tempted to just put it back in their hand and keep hitting them. Because even if we remove its ability, it's still a 4/5 blocker, which at the moment is good against us. The nice thing about this though is that it's, you know, if they play the ring, for example, having this is infinitely better. Being able to jib the ring would be very nice. We've got two options. We can bounce this back to our hand, or we can play this to explore. And see if we don't hit a land. 60% chance of not hitting a land. And playing this is our ideal play. Although there's nothing to counter, obviously, being able to save this would be very nice. Nice. Okay, so we play this. We made this explore. Well, that's very helpful. This explores, do like this. Should have done that first. Then we do this. Gain 3 counters. Put them on 1. We'd have actually, yeah, no, we wouldn't have won because it was only this counter that we missed out on. Yeah. You got a lot of creatures to get through at that rate. Good game. GG. Next one. Okay. Sebastian. Looks like a Gandalf. Whilst these aren't great for the snares or the Ozolith, it's a good start otherwise. So let's hope we draw a blue or green land at some point. We are exploring, so I think we get rid of that just because the land is more important. We don't actually have any other explore triggers in our hand. Ah, mirror. We don't run that one. Yeah, they must know how this deck works, surely. So we'll play this on blue and we can cycle the Ozolith. Whilst it is a nice card, not right now. And being able to bounce things is going to be very valuable, I think. We'll just wait. Don't really want to trade this because we got the proliferates. And having these as combat tricks would make this sort of grindy blocking situation a lot better for us in future. Although killing this could be nice. It only grows big, right? We don't actually care that much. Yikes. No block. Nice. Can swing like this. We do want to draw a non-land now though, but plenty of time for that. Put this back in their hand because this is going to be 7 damage if they flash this in. Now they could play this and sack Merfolk, and I think we would take that as well. Because they would have to sack this to counter this, wouldn't they? Or they could sack the Hexcatcher, but I doubt they'll do that, and they won't sack that. Okay, I'm gonna sack that one. Nice. Okay. That isn't the greatest card. This is just a little bit of flood going on. Tidebinder, no, they don't want it. That's 9 damage we're taking. If they've got a Hexcatcher in hand, they've got lethal. Probably lost anyway. I can't see a good path back from here. But no. Ah, come on. There's no way we win this, right? We do this. No, we didn't even played the wrong colour land anyway. Yeah, we're never getting back from that. It's just an outrageous flood, to be honest. Okay. Koga. Cool avatar. I like it. Fine. Not perfect, but playing this on turn 1 isn't that. You know, we want to play this first anyway, really, and then have some Merfolk to trigger it. And against red, that's absolutely fine. Can't burn away the boon. Sounds like an age-old saying. You can't burn away the boon. This must be the first time they've had a 3-turn one. Oh, this is gonna get brutal. Yes, please. Yikes! 7 power down on the board already. Loads more in the tank over here. Not too worried about this because we've got some good answers to it. So if they attack, for example, we'll try and make us block. We'll just let it through. Tunnel-Guide's already going to be hard to remove. It's a 4/4. And yeah, using a lightning strike on that. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, we'll just do this and see what they do. Something like this. Yeah, we want that. Definitely want that. GG. Yeah, you're in trouble. Gotta recast that shitty creature. I hate this creature when I play Red Man. I've tested it, but it just seems so rubbish. Dead. You want to take 11? Yeah, you do. Go on, you play your fire inscription now. see how far that gets you. Sorry to say, killing us isn't going to save you. You would think you might be able to counter that because it looks like an ability, but you cannot. It is a spell in its own right. So sadly, Tishana's doesn't do it. You could counter that ability, but no need. Ah, next one. You have to wait like 20 seconds for that. Yeah, fine. Not ideal. We've got no 1 or 2 drop creature, but I've seen worse, especially on the play. Evolving Wilds, and not a 60 card deck. It's an option of a size of deck to play. Not one I would advise, mind you. We like playing against blue at the moment because we are uncounterable. Black, less so. Self-mill. That's why Evolving Wilds, to put some cards in the graveyard. Okay, it's a shame. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Yes, please. Presumably themselves. Yeah. So, Whale of the Forgotten. Terratide. Okay. Let's put that off a turn, shall we? Let's hope for no Terratide in hand. Oh, they've got one in graveyard, I suppose. Yeah, it does -3, so the Scout will live, and that will be their whole turn. Wait. Oh, because the Founding goes in the graveyard first. Oh, come on, man. That feels like some bullshit. Where were you when I needed you? Okay, we've got ourselves 11 power back on the board pretty quickly. Relatively easy to remove though. So what are you reanimating with this, I suppose? What's the end goal? You're not just filling your graveyard for Whale and Terror Tide, or maybe you are. Thankfully we have Vinestalks, which 5/5 is no joke of a land. This is 11 damage here, so this would win. This would win the game, although they're going to get back a go for the through here, right? Yeah, that's nice. Okay, well we just do this, I think. Hit them for 8. No, hit them for 10. Yeah. And then let them do something. They've had pretty good, you know, we had a blast of a start, and they've had a pretty good, like, playback at it, so. Okay, there's the Souls of the Lost. And this thing's an 8/8. Okay. So we'll just pass. See what these massive creatures are doing. Life. Good choice. Okay, that gives us an out for the Palantir. And, you know, we could end up with two, I was going to say 2 extra creatures plus the Vinestalk could win us the game, but sadly not anymore, they've got loads of creatures. Okay. Gonna have to get rid of these things. Can't block in fairness. Okay, we'll counter this anyway. Oh. Did not realise how that was going to go down. That's cool. So we need to let them draw. So if we just power this up and choose this, do we just win? That was a darn close game. Ooh. So what a good game of Magic the Gathering. Jesus. I mean, I won by accident, but we won. Okay. I've recovered after that last game a little bit. This is a nice hand, apart from all the pain we're going to take, but no pain, no gain, I believe, is how the phrase goes. We don't need a second one of those, really. Yeah, we Ozo. Why not? Whatever. Well, at least it looks like we're getting toxic, so all this pain we're taking off our lands might not be the end of the world. As long as we don't have a land on top, we're looking good. Ah, don't you cut down my Nicanzil. Oh, okay, that's fair. There's a land anyway. Go on then, what you got for me? That ain't gonna do it. We'll play this. Get another one of these. Play that. Get more land. Okay, yeah, draw. Sheldred. In a sense. Sheldred's Assimilator. Asshole. So this is Phyrexians, it's not even Death Touchers. Let's just punch rid of that, shall we? Then let's swing and flash in Hexcatcher. And then we'll have another Cenote Scout to replace the one that dies. And since we've got the Hexcatcher, we can counter any nasties that come our way. Why not? Better than a land. And this is just slowly killing them. We don't have any answers to any creatures left, unfortunately. Fine. Can't stop that. But that thing did do a good service. Fine, can't stop that. But that thing hasn't done any service. No, let's use this. That's what we need. A bit of one of those. Take damage. This is what's providing them all their answers, but it's also killing them slowly, so... As soon as they stop to smell the roses and try and play a Sheldred, we'll kill them. Shuffle in another, go for the throat. Yeah, I know what's going on here. I've been down this rabbit hole before. And another one? Good God, man. Okay, we do that. Then we swing team. Then if they block the Hexcatcher, they die. They sensibly do not. So we do this. Too easy, man. Creature deck versus mono black. Okay. Juju Magics. Nice name. Good hand. Good hand. Keep these. These are cool. research desk, eh? In green-white. Not the colours you'd expect. Why are we getting all this land? Naya. Research desk. There's got to be 5 colour, is it? No. I have no idea what this is. You're obviously not blocking that. This is good, we don't want more lands, we want more of these type things. More triggers for this. Keep swinging. This is a pain land as well, which is nice. This will give us a bit more of an idea what we're dealing with. What? Naya, Torch, Halfling, Swift Spear, Desk. Huh? And this is the exact kind of deck that I'm going to lose to, and I'm going to hate it. I'm going to lose to it, and I'm going to hate it. But I don't even need to predict what's going to happen. They keep the Halfling. So some kind of legends. Naya legends. With Desk. And Torch. Okay, so let's do this, and we'll ask you to explore. That's what we want, one of those, yeah. Then we'll do you on you. Hopefully they don't have like a lightning strike for my tunnel guide. Thankfully not. And then we swing for 4. Okay. Questing Druid, more Swift Spears and Halflings. What's the white for? What? Eh? Okay. That's answered my question, thank you, sir. This nincompoop. And then a Halfling, yeah, going good. Actually quite hard to deal with this thing. Oh, nice. Get more land though, man. Got 7 land in the top 13. So this is going to grow Rocco when we play that. Yeah, we still want it, so much better, it's good value for money still, I think. So we do no attacks, I think. So this must be running the food fight stuff. Yeah, must be. It's like from Exile deck with Halfling. Yeah, okay. That's really good. We're in trouble. And as soon as I saw this weird deck, I said I was going to lose to it, and then we started flooding, and now we're going to lose to it. Okay. That is what we need. Thank you, game. So we do this. This triggers. Then we do this. Yeah. You didn't see that shit coming, did you? I'm gonna grow this. Does this do sacrifice? 3 food returns target historic card. Oh, land on the, yeah, alright. Nope. Okay, it's still not big enough to attack though. I'm worried that this kind of deck it goes wide quicker than we will, so going wide isn't going to get me through here. We need some Serum Snares or some Tail Swipes really to kill this thing. Spelunker would be nice because of the amount of mana we've got. This thing would grow to be huge, but then they still could probably jump it forever and then eat all this food and yeah, these dwarves, and it's gonna be hard to get through this. Okay, they are running the food fight thing. We're gonna really struggle because I've got so much food already. Not food fight, but overcooked, the thing that generates food fights. I don't think you want to be running Swift Spare instead, but it could be wrong. I like this and this though, that's quite a nice little combo. Split dwarves in, get foods for them. Yeah, okay. Vodalian Mage. Not exactly what we need in this particular instance. No, stop giving him his dwarves. Oh man, we could be in some actual serious trouble here. Gobber Khan as well. Basically, we need to top deck well. I don't even know how we get through this, to be honest. Do we actually have anything that's going to get us through this wall? There's too many big things. Ah, man. Alright. So we've just about got over the last one now. Anything that's got double Tunnel-Guide in it has to be fun at the start, right? Unless we're just against a deck that runs Sunfalls and Brothers Arms, Brothers End, Brothers End. It doesn't look like we are, so. Although, this is the other deck I've been playing quite a bit, mono black, roll token or a sack type deck is really strong, man, especially on the play. You've got the turn 2 Lord Skitter's enchantment thingy. This thing's a 4/3 on turn 2. It is painful. And then with the Alchemy card, the 3/1/1, this thing, it's even nicer. Alright, we're gonna have to do good. Let's go and do good. This is a good blocker. We don't care much about it. It's given us its value. Yep. And that's why it's entered the graveyard. 6 damage, man. Yikes. Okay, we'll go with this thing. Harder to remove. But obviously they could remove it right now. Go for the throat and then, yeah, do loads of damage to us. Could be to the point of no return if they go for the throat. Thankfully, they don't. I wonder if they've got a sorcery speed removal. We're going to start going off if we're allowed. We can play this and this next turn. That'll be pretty banging. And this, if we can hold it open with enough mana, it's going to be nice against this. There's other activated abilities in this deck. Yeah, this thing. I mean, I haven't seen this much. Okay. Gix. Let's get going. Let's get building our wall. No. That is the one. Yeah, boy. Get some, baby. You'll take a 2 for 1 for the Sentinel if they want. I don't like this version as much as the one I've been playing. This, I don't know what that's doing in there. I don't run this either. I'm normally running braids to sack these things. Obviously Sheldred, which they're probably running as well. The 1-drop enchantment. Okay, we can just kill Gix. That's acceptable. Acceptable. Looking forward to having this combat trick in my hand. Love letter, yeah. This, yeah, okay. Ouch. Can we win this turn? No, not quite. Wow. To be fair, 3... I'm gonna do this just in case I work out a way. Okay. So that's 12. Sadly this wouldn't let us proliferate if we got rid of the bloodletter. So let's just attack with this one. I don't know what lethal they could have in their hand. Another bloodletter doesn't do it. That thankfully doesn't do it. I'm glad that I left this back there.
A fight? And you think you can win?
The fact they played that when they know we have Serum Snare. Yeah. Okay. You know I have to do this. I have no choice. Sadly, the proliferate doesn't go. You minus this, we ditch this.
Wow. One of your friends has to leave.
Okay. So if we attack with both, they play this, we have to block this, which we can do with this or this. This would do 2 damage to us, unless they can pay 1, pump it, it'll do 4. Okay, not attack with both. We've worked out that that would be a bad move. Even though we can counter the upgrade, if they do it we need this down to block, so if they're sensible and do this only as it's just about to do damage, then we would lose. Okay. Yeah. Can't stop that. Obviously, if they make us discard, they have to throw away their Bloodletter, and we'll throw away the Tide Mage. I don't want them knowing. I mean, they know we have this. So they know that they don't have lethal, so they shouldn't attack both. I suppose. In fact, playing the Bloodletter was such a better move for them. Because it really puts the pressure back on us to deal with something. Could have countered that, right? Yeah. But I kind of want the Bloodletter gone. Yeah. This is good. Now we're going to force them to block with both. If they don't attack. See, they might just think it's Hexcatcher only, in which case attacking with both is good, because then we block, and then this is a chump. But I hope not to find a land. They never let us find out. That was another close one though. We have to think about it. Alright. We've had some close ones, man. I think Alchemy as a format is really close these days, and that is good. It's not like just ring mirrors. Like, there's actually thought can go into games, and it's nice. I really, really like it. I really, really like it. See these sleeves more than any, right? They're like real world state magic cards. Okay, black, white. It's gonna be exile in my ship. It's gonna be a white, yeah, that thing. Probably not your exile target of choice, but we'll let it go. Nice, we definitely want another one, because I do not expect to get a turn to attack with this one. This is the like deck of destruction, right? Just got to keep giving them things to destroy. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I know how it is. But at least if there are lands on top, we're getting them out of the way. Like so. Got more Cavern of Souls than anything else. Wonderful. And then soon we can have this in, and then we could have an option to at least counter something if we want. At least even if they play the Porky Porton. God, oh man, you've got the fucking thingy as well, haven't you? The doll maker. No? Oh god, I was sure they had it. What are you doing? I'm gonna counter that. Ah, I didn't mean to explore with him. Okay. It was a land anyway. There we go. We need to make them block with this thing. And if they don't, we get a free Sentinel. Yeah, they block. They've got some land again though, man. What, 9 lands and 14 cards? Yeah, we haven't seen many non-lands. Ah, you mother. Well, we've got a turn to top deck a Serum Snare. It's not impossible. Bounce this, and then we are laughing. Because then they regret turning it into a token. But if we don't do it next turn, then we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Why have we got so much land? What? No. Okay. Not that it's not too late already, but we gotta try, see if we can bash through this wall of mice that's coming our way. Kill the Dollmaker, right? Because it gives them a turn of invulnerability or indestructible. Which we'd rather they didn't have. We're not going to have any artifacts or enchantments for them to kill. I had a brief hope that they didn't know how their combo worked. Use that on the portent, get another pig. Yeah. This deck is still so good. Yeah, this deck is featured on my channel if you want to learn how to do horrible things like this. 4, 7, so we can do this for 6. Whee! You motherfucker, that's where you are. You're a few turns too late, my friend. He's the 19th card in the deck. You didn't quite get there soon enough. Given that, like, on average you'd find one in the top 15, we would have, on average, had one in time to avoid this combo. Because you can just bounce this when they target it, and then you're golden. Yeah, we're screwed anyway. We'll never get through this wall of mice. Okay, we will do a quick look at stats at the end of this one, because I have actually played this deck for 29 games, because I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's got only a 59% win rate, sorry, quite high on the play, which you kind of expect with this kind of aggro-y based deck, but it has been a solid climber for me on the ladder, and the latest versions of it have actually got a bit of a higher win rate than that. Well, not this version, this was a bit of a mess, but I'm slowly improving it. The find of Serum Snare, I think, was a really good catch. The balance between the Serum Snare's tail swipes and things, I'm not 100% sure about. I think I might have to scrap this card out of the deck. I've never once drawn this and thought, oh, I'm glad I've got Herald's Reveille in my hand. Like, it just doesn't feel very good. So I think I might take this card out of the deck, to be honest, and then just increase the numbers of the things that I care more about. Maybe one more Ozolith and one more Spelunker, or maybe one more of the Nicanzil, because it is such a powerhouse. So Raw's running 3 because it was legendary, but maybe we need to run 4 of those, given how pivotal it is in the deck. Anyway, I've had so much fun playing around with this deck. I haven't really ever run a Merfolk tribal deck before, and this one was fun, so I recommend you give it a go. It is a winning deck, if you can sort of play the path through the deck right. Give it a go. I hope you have fun with it too. Bye for now.